Safe Travels Podcast. Real women, conversations, real life. Safe Travels Podcast. Real women, real conversations, real life. Safe Travels Podcast.
Hello and welcome back to Safe Travels Podcast. My name is Margaret. I am the life of the party.
I am your host, Cassie, aka the Rich Auntie.
And I am Rashanda, the Bounce Back Queen.
Okay, ladies, so today we are saying safe travels to loving and supporting behind closed doors.
Okay,
Ooh, that's a good
one. I like that. I like that.
What I mean by that is let's love out loud, support out loud, live out loud.
Okay.
In all that you do, whether it's with your friends, your family, your significant others, co-workers, whomever you want to give that open support to, let's do it.
Yeah.
I think that's a good one.
I love that. Why do you think people are so hesitant, especially like on social media, to share your post or like your post, but they may text you or message you privately? Why do you think that is?
I don't know, because for me personally, I do both. You know, if I'm going to say something to you on social media, hey, good job, congratulations, whatever the case may be. And if I have your personal number, you know, I'm going to text you and say, hey, congratulations. I'm going to do both, you know, so, and I'm not going to send you a message, a DM saying, congratulations, I'm proud of you. Yeah. It's going to be out where everybody can see it. That's what I do.
Yeah. Well, I do the same thing. I don't care about, I love to support other people because I feel like God is equal opportunity. We all got the same 24 hours, and just like he did it for you, he could do it for me.
Facts.
So I feel like if I withhold my support from you, I'm blocking my blessings. But I have had where people have, you know, said something in passing. Oh, I see your little podcast, or I see your
little podcast.
All that hater talk when people put little behind everything. Yeah. But I don't know if it's if people don't want other people to know that they're supporting you, or I don't know. But it would be good if it's more so, hey, comment on one of the posts and say, hey, this is awesome, I'm so proud of you, or something like that. It's okay to send me a message too, but show me, you know, show the world that you're also supporting too, and you're, you know, wishing me the best.
Y'all podcast listeners, send us a comment on our posts, on our videos. Yeah, everyone texting us too.
And when you buy a t-shirt, wear it. Shop me out. You know what I'm saying?
You know, but what's funny is yesterday I shared a post on Facebook, and it basically said, I am rooting for all of us to win. Like, congratulations to us all. Because I want all of us to win. I feel like it is so important that we support and uplift each other. Like, I have a friend, she just got her doctoral degree in psychology. Shout out to Dr. Erica McCaleb. And I shared her post yesterday, and I'm just so excited for her just to know her, because a win for her is a win for me. You know, a win for you is a win for me. It's a win for us. So I just really think that's important. And I think that's just how I operate my life. Like, I want people to know that I'm proud of them and that I see them, what they're doing.
That's a part of my life.
For sure.
I want to support you. If I can't do it with the money, I'm going to do it with my words. Like, hey, I'm so proud of you. You know, keep doing the thing. I love what you're doing. I love to see it. I'm going to put it on Facebook. Wherever you got it at, and I'm going to tell people about it.
That's it.
I
think that's very important. And you never know, your reach may be different from somebody else's reach. You know, when you especially on social media, we don't have the same friends. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then they have friends and they have friends. And so when you're sharing someone else's good news or someone else's information or something about their product or what they're doing, that's expanding their reach. So, you know.
And I know for me personally, like, I didn't grow up where I heard, good job, congratulations. Like, I ain't gonna say I didn't hear it from my parents. I heard it more like from school teachers and things like that. But I don't think we really did that a lot growing up. Like, you know, you always gonna point out what you did wrong and how you could have done better. So I think a lot of us are still kind of stuck in that mentality too, and we're not comfortable with it. But I'm like overly affectionate now because I am too. And maybe it's because like I didn't have that growing up. Yeah. So I'm such a hugger and I'm such like, you know, I want to pour into you. And let you know I love you like through my actions. You know, I'm a giver, baby. I like to give because I just want people to know that they're loved and supported.
Yeah. I'm the same way, and I feel where you coming from with that. I didn't get it at home, you know, and not saying that my parents wasn't proud of me, because I know that they were, and I know that they still are, but we didn't, you know, I had, it's like it was like a expiration date of the old congratulations or I love you. Like we don't, I know they love me, but they don't say it anymore, you know. And when we hug, it's awkward, but I can just, you know, hug people at work, you know, and it's just, you know, just come naturally. But when I'm hugging my mama saying, okay, bye, I look like even when we was at home this past last month, a couple of months ago, and Justin, my husband, we were leaving, you know, and I was like, bye, you know, I'm getting in the car, bye. She standing on the porch and he was like, bye, you know, love you. And she was like, yeah, you too. So I was like, you know, we don't do that, you know, and I do it a lot with him and his family. Yeah. So I'm instilling it in my kids, you know, we're not going to have an expiration date. Right. We're going to love on each other, we're going to hug on each other, we're going to kiss on each other until we can't do it no more.
So I think when I was growing up and it was just me, my mom, and my brother in the house, before we went to sleep, we would be like, I love you, Mama. I love you, Rashanda. I love you, Reggie. I love you. Or you too. You know, something like that. He was not all that. But we actually did that. Now I do it. I think my grandparents, we really didn't say it much, you know, but they knew and I knew. You know what I'm saying? So now I used to always tell my grandfather before he passed, I love you, Granddaddy, and he started saying it, but he used to be like, you too. You know, but I say it now, and I notice with my grandmother, she'll say, love you too. And my grandmother's not really a hugger. We hug, but she pats your lip, just eat a little pat or whatever. But yeah, I think it's instilled in some families or whatever, and that's how they grew up. They really didn't get that, so it's kind of uncomfortable.
But the power of influence, because my stepdad, he always said one love, and he still says it. And we probably, me and my sister probably were like adults in our early 20s before we heard him say I love you for the first time. Like he always says one love. And we knew that meant I love you. But you know, sometimes you want to hear I love you. And so now he says it. But it's because we say it too. And I think like, even though the older generation may be uncomfortable with saying I love you and hugging and all that, when you do it, they embrace it. So I really do appreciate that. But that also changes into a lot of people think I don't have to tell you I love you if I'm showing you.
Yes.
You know, loving through actions. Yeah. And I think that's, you know, loving out loud.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I was telling y'all before, you know, like, and what made me think about loving out loud and the importance of it is that Justin, like, if we're mad at each other, you know, or he mad at me.
All the time, because you always pop it off.
I don't know what I do. You know, if he's upset with me about something, you know, he's going to always make sure I'm good, you know, and it's not, you know, are you good? It's what you want to eat. Have you eaten today? You know, just the normal stuff. You want me to go pick up the kids today? Or, you know, or do you want to get one? I get the other one, you know, stuff like that. Because if he's mad at me and not talking to me, he can easily, you go find whatever you want to eat.
Figure it out.
Yeah, because that's what y'all do. Y'all be, come on, women, we be shut down.
You know, so we have a routine that I love so much, and we just fell into it. over the years that, every morning we're going to get up, we're going to say good morning. When we leave the house, we're going to hug kids, have a good day, do great things, drive safely.
Even if you're mad.
Even if we're mad.
Yeah.
It might be like, I love you, but we're going to do it, we're going to hug, we're going to kiss, and we're going to do the same thing with the kids.
Right.
because when you leave the house, you don't know if you're coming back.
Yes.
And that's what I think about all the time. Like, I don't want to be that mad at him, and something happens and it's like, oh, but I didn't get to, So we do that, and, when we come home after work, after school and everything, how was your day? Did you have a good day today? We still mad, but I still want to hear from you. I still want you to know that I want to, hear about your day and all of this. And that night, good night, sweet dream, all of that stuff. So we continue to do that. So, and I say that to say, even though we mad at each other, passing by each other, don't want to, bump arms or,
Justin, I know you a good husband. I know.
Right. He's a great husband. So, and he does put up with a lot. So I say, just love me out loud in the midst of my foolishness that I know I have a lot of, and still making sure I'm okay.
Yeah.
And I want that for my kids.
For sure.
Right.
Too.
Yeah,
So.
I love that.
I do too. I think it's very important for your kids to see that, especially boys.
Yes.
Corbin, since he's been in this world, he's always heard. Never a day goes by that he doesn't hear "I love you." He hears it a few times a day, just because I know that any given time something can happen and our lives could change forever. And I might not be here, he might not be here.
Yeah.
But I also want him to be that man that's okay to say I love you to whomever his significant other is, and even his friends, because it's okay for men to tell another man, I love you.
Yeah,
definitely.
You be like, I love you, big dog.
Yeah, I love you, dog.
It melts my heart when I see men that are friends say, I love you, man. That kind of phrase.
I got you.
Even hug. I love that. I really do love that. I love to see a man not afraid to show affection and to say, I love you. So let me ask you guys a question about in relationships, loving out loud. Do you feel that it's harder for men to love out loud?
I know for me personally, when people say, or whoever I'm dating, they're like, I love you. I'm like, okay, cool, but show me. Show me you love me through your actions, because I feel hearing I love you is great, and I love it. I love to receive it, but sometimes it's words that have no real meaning, and so I want to see you love me by doing, and that's not,
and it's not buying.
It's not material things. It's like spending time with me, making sure I ate, getting the oil change, or just something,
Things
just
like
to
that.
show.
Washing your car.
Sitting down just to have a conversation with me to say, how was your day, or we got some issues, let's talk it out. That's showing me that you're invested in the relationship. I don't necessarily think it's harder for men to show how they love you. I feel like it's probably that communication piece that's hardest, and we talked about that.
And I was getting ready to say, if you flip it, I think a lot of women, and I know I've experienced this before, it was more so, all these things I do for you, all this, I pay the bills, or I do this, or I do that.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Those are things that I feel you're supposed to do in a relationship. You do things for each other. And so if you don't hear, I'm one of those people, I like words of affirmation too.
Yeah.
I like acts of kindness and service, but I want to hear it. And I want you to do it. I want you to show me. Yeah. So I just feel like love is what it does. But I feel like some men kind of get that twisted sometimes, and they just feel like But I do all this stuff I do for you. I'm showing you I love you. I don't have to tell you all the time.
Yeah.
It's good to hear too, though. It's very good to hear too.
Yeah.
But also, I want to say too, on the flip side of that too, we have to teach them, and they have to teach us too. How I want to be loved.
Yeah.
Or, what you have to show me. The way that you love me. So, a lot of times. Women, I will say, we feel like, well, you should know.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to tell
Facts.
you. And it's not fair.
It's not fair.
No, it's not fair. I will say that I've never been that type of woman because I will say I love you. I don't have a problem with that. But I do think sometimes when we feel like we're not getting it, we kind of push back on it. Everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be that way,
Right.
but I think that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah. And I honestly think too, expectations plays a role in that because, I'm going to say it too, ladies, don't get mad at me, but sometimes we be placing unrealistic expectations on these men, wanting them to do things that they're not capable of doing or not in a place to do, and then we get upset with them because they're not loving us the way that we want them to love us. And one thing that I really love that Miss Ayana Vanzette says, she says when she broke up with her partner, she was like, he was loving me, he showed me how he loved, but it was up to me. It was my choice to stay or not, because I had to make the decision if this how I want to be loved or not.
Yes.
And I think we get that twisted. People show you how they love all the time. Now it's up to you to choose, like, okay, I'm cool with being loved this way.
That's right.
Now, if that person is willing to, bend and compromise with you and some things so that y'all can have a better bond and love better, I think that's great. But it's up to you. It's up to you to say safe travels, because this is not the way I want to be loved.
Yes, and a lot of times that's all they have to give.
Yes.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I was in a situation before, very nice guy, but I felt, I told him, I said, I understand that we all, show love in a different way, and you're doing the best that you can with what you have.
Right.
And your way of loving just doesn't fit with my way of loving. And I think that's where we were clashing, and we both agreed and we parted ways. Because
it's very mature.
It is. And that goes back to how you were saying, that Yona said, you have to decide, is this what I want to live with? Like, if I feel like I'm in a deficit and I'm not getting the love that I feel that I deserve and the love that I'm giving, do I want to sit in this situation?
Yeah.
And
then you end up being bitter.
Yes.
So setting those expectations.
Right.
Yes.
And it's no shade to the other person, because they may be a good person. It may just not your person.
They're doing the best they can with what they know.
What they got,
you know what I'm saying? They're loving with all that they have. They may not have the capacity to love you the way that you want to be loved.
Exactly, for sure.
And then it also goes back to how you learn to love. You understand what I'm saying? And previous relationships, or even, growing up, you may not have received love the way that I received love.
Right.
And that could be what it is. What someone else allowed or accepted,
the next
person may not.
And y'all know I am a huge self-love advocate, baby, because it's self-love to the death of me, because nobody can love you better than you love yourself. And when you're not loving yourself, you can't love somebody else in the way that they need to be loved or want to be loved, because you don't know how to, regardless of how you think you may feel or know of that person, you're still not giving them their all, because you don't have it all together. So I am just big on making sure you're taking care of you first, loving you first and correctly. And I say we teach people how to love us.
Yep.
Now, y'all know if something is up with me, and y'all know now that I need to be comforted. I have to talk it out. But that's because y'all have learned my personality, and so. If I walked around and I just accepted anything, then people are going to just give me anything.
That's right.
The bare minimum.
The bare minimum. But when I say, you know, this is what I want, this is what I need, and I'm vocal about that, then everybody around me knows, okay, well, this is how I engage with her. So you set the standard for how you are loved. And I think we forget about that power we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's up to us, like you said, if we're going to accept that or not.
Right.
You can't get mad at the other person because that's all that they have.
Right.
And I find myself before, like, they're not reciprocating. And then that's where your expectations go. And I can't expect me from somebody else.
Yes, that's it.
And so we have to stop having expectations, not lower them, stop having expectations of other people, you know. And I came back to something else too that
I got something too that I came back to, so remind me.
Okay. Keyword.
Yes.
So a couple of weeks ago, remember, we were all on a text message. It was on a Friday. I was dead tired. I was so exhausted. I can't remember where have we traveled? I can't remember. But I was looking forward to going home and getting in my bed. And we were in a group text. And Cassie texted and said, what did you say? Who house am I coming over to?
Oh, yeah.
I need, I forgot what you said.
Maybe she wasn't coming to mine. I was already on the couch.
I was actually taking my clothes, changing clothes, putting on my lounge clothes, pulling my bed.
You are such a good friend.
I was, and I said, Cassie, are you serious? Because
Right.
And she's like, yeah. She's like, I'll be over there. I'm headed to Best Buy, and then I'll come. And I was like, oh.
She's such a great friend.
All right, I'm
She's
here.
Just like,
No, because she had to clean up.
Yeah, and I was like, Lord, let me straighten up. Let me do this. Let me do that. She's like, girl, you don't have to clean up. So it was like, that's how you show love, because sometimes you could put your needs before someone else.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Really good.
Yeah.
Sometimes you like, I'm sorry, I need it. I can't do it today. I'm sorry. But
Baby, I'm on this couch. But
y'all were gonna go out of town to that night. So,
but I know who my real friend is.
yes, you do. So yeah, so that was just one of those things where she needed it. She needed somebody.
I did.
And I was like, you know what? Get outside of yourself. Get outside of yourself. You can sleep. You can sleep all day tomorrow if you want to.
And we ended up having a
We
great
had
time.
such a good time. We went to dinner. We went
And let me tell you, we went to dinner, and then afterwards, she was like, "You want to do something else?" And I was like, "Girl, I'm tired. Go. I got a bed."
I said, girl, you know this Rashanda.
She was to the next spot. I'm like, "Nah, girl, you know it's gonna take me an hour to get home. I'm gonna go to bed." And then, you know, again, she was like, "Let me know when you make it." And when I got, yes. So I had stopped by the gas station, and I texted, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm at home." She was like, "I was just getting ready to text you." So things like that are just so important. And what I was gonna say when we was going back to, I do all this stuff for you, and I just think it's so important not to keep tabs. I am a firm believer. If I do something for you, I did it out of love. I don't have to throw it back up in your face. You don't, if I do something because somebody is struggling or need help, I don't have to share that with anybody else. And no shade to anyone that like post pictures of what they did with the homeless or if they donated to a church or a GoFundMe. I love it. I think it's great. But me personally, I don't feel like I have to share that. No. And so I think that's important sometimes, like, making sure you're not keeping tabs or throwing it back up into somebody's face that you did this for them. Like, I'm big on not borrowing money from people, because I know in my family, if you borrow money from people, the whole family gonna know, and they gonna be like, she ain't paid it back, but she went on a trip.
She about this.
Oh,
And
you
I-
on a flight, but you hadn't paid such and such.
Listen, and I be that same way if I let somebody borrow some money,
I
aka
do too.
I ain't gonna call you out. I ain't gonna even call you out. But if I don't get you some money, you ain't paid it back, but you out here living your best life, then we got some problems.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's important not to throw things up in people's faces when you did something out of the kindness of your heart. But did you really do it out of the kindness of your
Apparently
heart?
not, if this-
So don't do me like that, because I use that as an example. So I don't know if he's trying to throw shade at
What?
me about you coming to the house.
Oh, girl, we are we are so glad that y'all are able to have a good time without me. We're moving on to the next thing.
Oh yeah.
I was joking. That was but I'm just showing sometimes you can show your friends love in ways that,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's
Girl,
what
you
that was
kept her from getting in the bed.
I did, and she kept me from doing some other things I probably shouldn't have been doing that we don't even discuss on this podcast.
That's right.
But
Keep it moving.
yes, sis
So I was
sent me
gonna
home.
also say, like with us, like we are so good at showing love to each other and other people too.
Yes.
But we compliment each other so much, so often that it's uncomfortable to us.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's like, okay, that's enough. I don't know what to, like. You can compliment me through text message, but don't keep telling me. No way.
Yes.
Don't do it to
And
you,
you're
though.
so bad about that.
I'll catch you coming in the hall. Okay, you done passed by here. I see you. Come on, Lee. Oh yes, but that's what I like, cause cause the whole office gonna hear me putting somebody on blast. Okay, I see. So then they gonna come running and looking, and that is cute. So I do not mind if I see if you got on something that's cute. I'm gonna tell you it's cute. I ain't gonna just look at you.
Yes.
So remember that I told y'all about a month ago when I went to Costco. That total stranger. I don't know who she was from. I don't know. So I pulled up, and she was in a Volkswagen. Are they Beetles? The little So I think it was green. So if y'all know somebody, but she's a black female. So she was sitting in the car, and she was on the phone, I'm assuming. And I was probably in there about 45 minutes. And when I walked out, she was standing by the buggy. She said, "Oh, finally, you came out." And she was like, "I just want you to know, you got it. I love your hair. You are beautiful. You got it going on, girl. And I just want to give you your flowers." And that particular day was like one of those blah days for me. And I just was like, I just got up. I was like, I know I got to go to Costco. I was just worn out. I didn't feel like putting on nothing. I just threw on something and went. And it just made me feel so good.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, she's a total stranger. She doesn't know me. It's not like she's getting anything from me.
Right.
I'm giving her, she just felt like she needed to tell me that. And it really touched me. And it was really something that I needed on that particular day. She's like, "I just want to give you your flowers." And I was like, if we all just realize that it's okay to show people love and give them their flowers, and I mean just a random person, and then I went back, had to end up going back in the store, and I went to get a pineapple, and she was over there where the fruit was, and she said, "Girl, you done came back to me. I didn't see you again with your pretty self." And I was like, "That's so sweet." But it's just, people don't have to be nice. You know what I'm saying? And so I just think it's okay to, you can show a total stranger love.
Yeah.
I give strangers compliments.
Yeah, me
too.
And my son is always like, "Do you know her? Do you know?" Don't have to know you to be nice to you.
Yeah.
It's okay to.
Well, and we don't know what other people are going
That's
through.
right, just like we
So
said.
I just, I think it's always good to simple smile, giving that compliment, because you never know how you're going to change that person's day. For sure. I love that. That, yes.
Yeah.
Come on, sis. Why you didn't get her name so we can shout her out?
She was so sweet, and I think I texted y'all.
Yeah, you did.
I needed that. I'm like, it's okay to do that.
It is okay.
And it for me, like, I think too, I don't care if it's a man, a woman, or whatever. I'm not flirting with you or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, oh, I like those shoes.
Right.
Oh, what you for? Those some nice kittens. You know,
not saying anything inappropriate or
yeah. It's just, you know,
Flirt with me though.
Flirt with you.
Good sis.
Yes. Come on, the rich.
And ready to
Yes, the rich auntie is on the market. Okay.
Let's go. Look, we might have to start Safe Travels podcast dating.
Yes. Okay. Listen, I'm here for it. Here for it. Okay, ladies. So we have definitely had a good conversation about loving out loud, the importance of it. I think a lot of our guests will be able to relate to this. I went to a mixer yesterday, a networking mixer, and I just had a really good time. There's so much
Who
important.
has their networking?
It was Tiffany Draper.
Shout out.
She is the owner of. Oh, Tiffany, I'm so sorry. My mind just drew a blank.
We're linking in the
We'll link, but she has her own event center, y'all, and it is definitely gorgeous.
Studio 53.
Studio 53, that is it. Tiffany Draper, she is your woman to see if you have an event. So please connect with her. But she had a wonderful mixer yesterday. She had some vendors set up. She had different people sharing their businesses, and I was able to interact with a few women. And so this lovely hat that I have on, I absolutely love. It goes great with my Safe Travels camo. And she had two that were camo, and one said live with intention, and then one said limited edition. And I was so torn. And I was like, but this gold is popping. So let me get this one. So her name is Dana, and she's the owner of Dana's Customs Creations, and she is on Facebook at Dana's Custom Creations. So we definitely we're going to stick that in the link so you guys can follow her out, because she had some amazing stuff. And then I met Miss Brittany Howard, who had all the snacks. And I was like, girl, I don't even need anything, because I'm, trying to get my figure right. My birthday coming up, trying to look real, real sexy and Turks and Caicos, okay? But I did buy 2 items for us to try. So I have some brownies, and I want us to try them. Brownies now. What kind of person do you think I am?
What's wrong if that's what you choose?
See, that's why I was like, I don't need them. They're so good.
Food and sweets are the way to my heart. So, okay, you just said her name is what?
Her name is Brittany Howard.
Brittany Howard. These brownies are really good. Moist. Mm-hmm.
And she owns Brit's Crafted Sweets. And you can find her on Facebook and IG at Brit's Crafted Sweets. So we definitely want to shout out to our business owners, local business owners. You guys be sure to check them out. So we've shouted out Miss Tiffany Draper, Studio 53, Miss Dana's Custom Creations, and Brit's Crafted Sweets. My mind keep going blank, but ladies, please forgive me. But if y'all like these Safe Travel t-shirts, honey, because y'all know we're going to be rocking them every episode. Rashanda, tell them where they can get the Safe Travels merch.
RashandaNicole.com.
Okay, y'all heard
Get
it.
your mugs, and we're going to have some new merch coming up. We got circle, no circle. We got camo.
Every color.
Any color you want. If you don't see the color on the site, send me a message.
Yeah, so shout out to Safe Travels to not having options. We got options, baby, around here. You gotta have the options. You gotta have the options.
And we support.
Yeah, so we gonna wrap this thing up. We thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. We are enjoying these conversations, and we definitely can't wait to hear from you to tell us feedback.
If they want
yes.
some feedback.
Yes.
Listen, okay, y'all. Whew, okay, so we definitely want to hear from you guys. If you have feedback on some different topics, we are dropping a contest. Maybe you've already seen it on social media, and also we keep hearing. Y'all need a male perspective. Y'all need a male perspective on there. So we are looking for a male host, co-host. We still trying to figure out if we're gonna let y'all on full time, but we do want a male guest host to kind of help us to have a male perspective. Right. I think we do a really good job though, because we ain't on here trying to bash men at all. Not even what it's about. You know, we definitely be checking ourselves and women, but we do want to have a perspective from the male who can represent the fellas. So if you are interested, please reach out to us at the Safe Travels Podcast at gmail.com. You can reach out to us on IG or Facebook, send us a message, and then we're gonna do this real hard vetting interview with you to make sure you gotta bring it to the table, because you sitting up here with grace and poise and decorum sometimes. Look at these AKAs over here on the side, baby. They is real classy. Do you hear me?
Look at her swooping.
Okay, Miss Banks. Miss Banks. Shout out to whoever named her Miss Banks. You know who you are. But Margaret, anything else?
That's it. Let's close it out.
Okay. Please comment, like when you see us on social media, give us a holler, say something, comment, just like,
share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell those friends, tell everybody.
Tell everybody. All right, so safe travel.
Conversations, real life, Safe Travel Podcast, real women, real conversations, real life, Safe Travels Podcast.